everybody. So it is International Women's Day, and I wanted to honor and bring in some phenomenal women. Shout outs to our very own founder of Urban One, Miss H, aka Miss Kathy Hughes. She stopped by, got all the ladies and kids coming through, and the one and only, the incredible Beverly Bond just walked up in here. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I am wonderful, Beverly. Look, Black Girls Rock weekend during International Women's Week or Day.
Yes.
I mean,
Weekend.
Yeah, we couldn't pick a better weekend for this, right?
Absolutely. I'm so excited to be here. I'm excited to branch off and give another platform to Black women, artists, and musicians with the BGR Fest.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited to be here in the D.C. area and to partner with Kennedy Center.
Yeah, because this is big. I mean, we've got Sunday. I'm going to be hosting the big show before
Yes,
we get down to what's going on this weekend. But Sunday we've got Jazmine Sullivan headlining the Black Girls Rock Fest essentially on Sunday, and then you just have all these different events happening throughout the weekend.
Yeah, well, the opening night is just a party, but it's not just a party. It's a party with me and MC Light spinning.
Nice.
And it's open to the public, so that's a free party. It's just a first come, first serve kind of free party.
Now,
so.
is that tonight, Friday night?
That is Friday night, yes.
Tonight, yeah.
Yes.
So everybody is welcome to come. But first come, first serve, though.
First come, first serve. But
so show up. Get there early.
Yes.
All right. And then Saturday is when all the real, like, we get in depth and kind of those one-on-ones almost.
Yeah, we have panel discussions and a book talk around my book, Black Girls Rock, Owning Our Magic, Rocking Our Truth. I have some of the people from the book on the panel, and that's and my publisher. And so that's going to be a really great day. Everybody that was fortunate enough to get those tickets when they went on sale, because it's sold out now, are also getting a signed copy of my book. So that's a cool, bonus to that.
And then Sunday we wrap it up. It's the grand finale.
And then Sunday is the grand finale, and we got you, we got Jazmine Sullivan, we got Moo Fresh, we got Elle Varner, we got Leela James, Nonchalant, and of course Belladonna, Rhapsody. And I think and more. Yeah, I'm just gonna say and more.
I was gonna say I noticed when I was getting prepared that there's some surprises and some surprises I couldn't even know about. So, and I believe you're gonna probably bring up the surprises.
I can't bring up any surprises because we can't talk about it. If it's a surprise, then it's got to be a surprise.
That's fair, Beverly. That's fair. Okay, so just be prepared. Anything could happen come Sunday night at the Kennedy
Then you got them all
Center.
hyped. They're going to think like...
Listen, look. All you had to say for me was Jazmine Sullivan.
Yes.
When I saw Jazmine Sullivan, I said, and just the whole lineup in general, when you look at all the beautiful women on the flyer, all of these women have so much power and impact. And I could tell that you guys are very deliberate with who you pick to represent Black Girls Rock.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that there are so many talented Black women out here rocking, but they don't always get the platforms. They do not always get the spaces to be able to hone their craft, to get an audience, to grow. And so that was the mission. And it's just a perfect marriage with the Kennedy Center to be able to partner with a place that is dedicated to high art.
Yeah, no, we're talking to Beverly Bond, the founder of Black Girls Rock. I just want to say this. When I first saw Black Girls Rock, it was on BET. And I was just like, this is amazing. And then when they said, you were the founder and that you were a DJ and a model and all this stuff, I'm like, wow, she literally used her platform to create this very important platform. And then we've even had some of the honorees on this show for Working Woman Wednesday. Tell us a little bit, Beverly, about just your personal journey, before Black Girls Rock and how you were able to create this whole movement, essentially.
I mean, I think, and I was just speaking about this, I think being a DJ informed me in a way, and I think it really made me, being a DJ it was a natural hobby. I collected records way before I thought about being a DJ. In fact, I didn't even think that I would ever want to be a DJ because I thought it was a responsibility. I looked at it like, I would never do that. That's too much of a responsibility.
Yep.
And then but I knew everything. My friends were DJs. I was the person that DJs played for. I was all up in the DJ conversation. I was collecting records. I was reading liner notes. I knew the musicians. So I had this kind of love obsession really and passion for music, for bands, for, multiple genres of music. And so when I became a DJ in 2000, it was kind of like, although it wasn't anything that anyone saw coming, it was everybody that knew me knew, oh, this totally makes sense. Yeah. It makes sense for Belle to be a DJ. And I didn't really approach it as a job. I didn't think it was a real job because it wasn't like celebrity DJs wasn't a thing then. But it quickly turned into something amazing for me. But I think it also was a thing that made me hyper aware of sexism in a way that I hadn't been aware of it before. Not that I didn't know that it wasn't there, but I was dropped in this male-dominated field. And I would pay attention to the ways in which men were treated and the ways in which men treated me and women, the ways in which there was this definite boys club. And although I was kind of like the quote unquote it girl and I was cool and I was accepted, that wasn't always the case for everyone. And I wasn't going to be one of those girls to be like, they're not treating me like that, so it doesn't mean, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I noticed it from my industry, which was very male dominated. I noticed it from the content that we were consuming, and just paying attention to like the messages in music for women. I noticed it as a model from just like Black girls not being included, the absence of us in commercials and in fashion, in magazines, in movies. So all of these things I think contributed to me creating this space for Black women. And so when I came up with the idea of Black Girls Rock, originally it was just an idea for a T-shirt. And then I realized in the process of creating the T-shirt that it was an affirmation that I had to share with all of us. And so I was like, I'm about to make an award show. And the reason I wanted to make an award show, because I was writing down the names of all of the women that I thought rocked, and that was going to be my T-shirt. And I realized I could not make a T-shirt with all of those names because it was too many people and the list wasn't even finished. But what I saw on the paper too was that why don't we celebrate these women? And some of them you knew, but some of them you might not have known. But I was looking at the names and I'm like, where are they being celebrated at? Where are they celebrating and honoring Sonia Sanchez? Where are they celebrating and honoring Cicely Tyson? Cicely Tyson wasn't even being honored and celebrated at that time, right? Right. And where, and so I thought that there was just a level of unfairness that I was always aware of and a level of dismissing Black women's voices, narratives, beauty, presence. We were just not included. And I knew that this would be an answer. Wow. I knew it would be an answer, and I knew it would be one that would be, effective. Yeah. How did you get BET to take to that and say, hey, let's put this, let's put this on TV? Because I don't know, was the first one like the first award show, or had you been doing these shows and then eventually we did the first award show was in 2006, and our first honorees were MC Light and DJ Jazzy Joyce, because at the time I was like, hey, DJ gotta get an award, Joyce, right? Yeah. So those were our very first two honorees, and we were partnered. Our media partner was VH1. So the second year we moved leaps and bounds, and we ended up in the Lincoln Center in New York. And then the show became massive, and that's when Regina King came on board, and Gabrielle Union and Kerry Washington, and we honored people like Marsha Ambrosius and so many different people. But at that year, because we had just went from one place to a whole nother place, both BT and VH1 were like, we got to do this. So we were initially negotiating with VH1 because they had been our media partner for the 2 years, and they were trying to get it on TV. But in my heart of hearts, I knew that BET was going to come to the table, and I also knew that that's where it needed to live. Black entertainment television. Yeah, right? I knew that's where it needed to live. So finally, in 2010, we made a deal. We were negotiating in the whole time, but we made a deal in 2010. That's incredible. I mean, because to say, to go from a T-shirt to say I'm gonna do an award show, and then it's on
TV and VH1. I mean, that is, and so quickly.
Well, it wasn't quick, so because people only see part of it, right? You didn't see the first 4 years. So people in New York already knew, like Black Girls Rock was already a thing. And it was such a thing that I had made the Ebony Power 100 list of most influential Black people in the country, I think at least 2 years before I took the show to TV. So that's how impactful and powerful it was. And, you know, a lot of the celebrities knew because women were like, you know, it was like Regina King wanted to be a supporter of this. Kerry Washington called us and was like, okay, I heard about this Black Girls Rock. I don't know what it is, but where you going to include me? How am I getting, how are you figuring out how to include me? Because I need to be a part of this message. Yeah. And so there was so much support like that from the beginning. Tracy Ellis Ross was our host before TV. Regina was our host before TV. Gabrielle Union was our host before TV. So we were already doing it in such a big way that it was a no-brainer for BET, you know, but it just, what was different is that, you know, now that we've taken it to TV, what I didn't see was the, you know, all the bells and whistles, like the lights and the, you know, we had nice stages and it looked good. You know, we were at Lincoln Center, so it's not, that's nothing to, you know, sneeze at. But, you know, when we took it to TV and I saw the set design, I'm like, oh, we leveling up here. You know, so that was a great thing. But also, you know, there's sacrifices when you go to TV. You have to, you know, to sacrifice the size of the show. We had to bring it down. So we couldn't, you know, honor all of the people that I normally honored because we weren't on TV. So you got to keep it within the time frame. So that was one of the things. And then just, you know, working with a media company whose goal, which wasn't different than my goal, but I think that because it was so empowering, they didn't necessarily know that the things that weren't so pop culture were going to work until they saw it work. Yeah. And then when they saw it work, they, you know, trusted my judgment, you know, and it's just, you know, it's a relationship that you have to, I guess anybody that brings something to a television has to work with. The artist is always going to be like, my integrity, my thing, my this, my that, you know, and the network's always going to be ratings. So, you know, there's that, but I think it's a good marriage, you know. Yeah.
How do you maneuver through that though? I mean, I think, like you said, I think there is always, that is a struggle, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's real. Yeah. You know, it's a real struggle, but I think that you just have to communicate. You have to make sure your people call their people, just in case you have a situation like that. You need to have your people call their people. I mean, that's how it works, you know, and you got to make sure you are transparent. And I think for women, we've got to be smart, and like if it's something that you stand for and believe in, then you got to stand for it and believe in it. You know what I mean? And too many times we sacrifice that because we think we have to. Yes. You know, and sometimes when you do stand your ground, you know, that stance can cause conflict, right? And cause you like it can cause problems for you in a short term. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that it can be scary. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you think like your bread and butter is not going to be there and you're not going to be able to survive and eat, and you know that's a real thought. And I had to learn even to not judge people who don't take a hard stand that I take, right? Because I was just like, you know, before it's just I didn't think about that, but I'm like, okay, I gotta think about how people are eating, right, you know, and how they're, you know, how they view this. And so, and then I had to look at, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm making my own rules in my own business, but other people have to work for people, so they've got to do what the job requires. So that was a learning curve for me.
No, I can imagine.
So holding my ground, you know.
No, I can imagine, Beverly, and I'm so, you know, I'm so proud of you, and because, you know, I believe that one of my goals personally in radio is going from being an artist essentially, or being the talent, to creating the platform, because you see that there's a lack of platforms. You know, when I look at even the founder of this company, Miss H, you know, a woman founded all that has gone national, right?
She's in my book.
Oh, really?
Yes, she is.
She's got a little chapter?
She's got a little chapter.
Let me find out.
She's so gangster. I love her.
Isn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, Miss H the story is incredible because she created this at a time where there were a lot of rules when it came to women and ownership. Like, there were literally rules where you couldn't buy things or couldn't get loans without a man. Yeah. So to build this, to see what it has become, a platform for someone like me and generations at this point, generations of people to live their dreams comes from building that platform. But somebody has to build it. So
and it took some guts, and it took some nerve, and it took some standing your ground, and it took some. You know, when I was talking to her, when I was interviewing her, I was like, yes, I'm in the back. She doesn't know because she can't see me because we were on the phone. I'm like, yeah, she's so gangster.
Yeah,
she's so gangster. I love her so much. Oh my God,
she is, and she is an example. You are an example of women that say, you know, we have to create the platforms for other women and other people, everybody to shine. Yeah. And I just, when you look at why are we underrepresented in so many areas, is that we're also not creating the platform. Somebody's got to go out there and build it for us. And so, you know, even for me, I've learned, like, you know, it's great being a talent. It's great to be the voice and the face of things. But as I get older, I see that there's so many other people that, you know, want to do this, but you know, now things are corporate, right? So maybe I want to build a new entity for them where they can be free to create on their own terms, their own, you know, without all these layers, you know. Or we're looking at social media and other ways that you could just provide a platform and open up an opportunity for somebody. So I'm proud of you, and I appreciate you for building a platform, because you love DJ, you love music, you could stick to that and go around the world saying, hey, DJ Beverly Bond over here doing her thing. But you said, you know, I'm gonna continue and use my platform to build a platform.
Yeah, I still DJ though.
And you still, well, no, I know you still got skills.
I'll never let go.
You can't let go of the skills. And I feel you on that. I never wanted to DJ, right? Because I would look at all my DJs and they're awesome. I look at what they do in the club. I'm like, I can't do that. I don't want that. Like you said, it's a responsibility, to keep people moving, to get people on the dance floor, get them moving, keep them moving, give them that energy. Because I used to I would just host. Right. So I can just talk smack, but I ain't responsible. If he plays something crazy,
right?
What is that DJ doing? You know. But they would say, you know, you should DJ, and then DJ Gemini taught me how to DJ, and I still am too afraid to like do it too much. But
we're gonna bring you out.
You do, but I'm not that good. I can blend a couple records, but yeah, it ain't that deep. I'm not that. I'm not a Bev. I can't get out there and do what you do.
We can get there.
We can practice. Let me ask, in your collection, in your vinyl collection, what are some of your like must-haves, always go to, if you're ever like, when you're maybe at home or you're just mixing around? Like, what are those? Like, I know whenever I mix or I'm just practicing, I always end my last couple songs. Like, I have certain songs I just always end. Just because I love that song. Yeah,
I mean, I have a lot of those moments, and it's like the mood that I'm in. So I can't, there's not a one kind of go-to. There's many. But I always try to inform as I play. You know, you always want to rock the party, but you also want to make sure that you're dropping some joints. You know what I mean? Yeah. And also reminding people. So I do that. I mean, I love so much music that I couldn't key in on one thing. Do you know what I mean? If I did, it would just be a disservice to all of the other things.
Gotcha. Yeah. You know, I could chop it up with you about music all day, but I know we got to get ready for Black Girls Rock.
Yes,
Black Girls Rock Fest, Black Girls Rock Weekend.
Yes.
We painting the whole city Black Girls Rock this weekend.
I love it.
Yeah. No. So, and thank you. And this is like home. This is pretty much home for you too, right?
My family's here. The majority of my family is in this area.
Did everybody need tickets for the show, or how'd you make that work out? Did that work out for you?
I ain't gonna comment.
No comment. Like, yo, that's my cousin. Because my whole family from here too. So anytime, like, they might be at the door. If I'm in a club or something, yo, that's my cousin. You know, and the bouncers would be like, yo, Ange, like, how many cousins you got? And I'm like, they out here. They roll deep.
That's funny.
And they gonna show up.
That's funny because I had a person in New York that's not my cousin, but she has my last name, and she was running that my cousin thing. And she was coming up to parties, and they were like, yo, your cousin's outside again. I'm like, what is this girl saying? So she came to something, and my real cousins were there. And they were like, you said you're our cousin, so they started grilling her. Like, where you from? Where's your family from? Where did you know?
She ain't had them answers. She had it. Listen, no fake cousins coming out to Black Girls Rock. Okay, you're not getting in.
I don't know. They can come. I ain't mad at the fake cousins.
Okay, we'll show you love.
We are family.
We are. You know what? That is the theme today, especially because it's International Women's Day. So yes, we are family. Everyone's welcome.
Yes.
but make sure you have your ticket and get your ticket if you haven't already. Beverly, let everybody know how we can continue to follow you and support your movement.
Follow blackgirlsrock.com and all of our social media handles. DJ Beverly Bond on Instagram, I believe, just Beverly Bond on Twitter. You know, it's a shame that I don't know my social media.
Right,
it's either my name, it's either my name or throw the DJ in front. One of those ways you'll find.
One or the other.
Yeah.
Okay. And Bev, before I let you go, just any advice you would give to any young black girl that has been inspired by your work thus far, inspired by what you've built, any black girl that doesn't have that confidence right now, or she's looking at all of these women that you're putting before her, you know, whether it be on television or the stage or at these sessions, what advice would you give a young black girl that is going to go into a male-dominated world of boys and have to deal with the boys' clubs and this and that, but still wanting to prosper and getting to that next level despite?
Well, I think I would tell any young person in this time, especially in this time, I would tell them to really dive into what it is that they want to do, right? So learn it, like do your work, do your homework, because this is a microwave. You know, everybody wants it so instantly right now. And part of it is because of social media, and they're paying attention to other people's, accomplishments. And some people are crafting their stories on social media and making it look like, they're they don't have a care in the world, which is, their right. Mm-hmm. It's their right to make their public persona be what they decided to be, right? Mm-hmm. But it doesn't take away from what you're trying to do, and everybody has to do their own work. Everybody has to build their own life, so whatever that is, right? Mm-hmm. But a lot of times people want things too quickly. And they want to, I'm a photographer, but you've never studied photography, and you wouldn't want that with your, it's like that insurance commercial. Like, you don't want that with your doctor, right? Yeah. Like, you don't want that. So I'd say it sounds corny and cliche, but really putting in that work, like practice. Like, honestly, as a DJ, I didn't just gain a reputation because, I didn't become the celebrity DJ that, just because at this time, you remember, there wasn't this, influx of women DJs, right? Mm-hmm. And there were a few before me, certainly. But you had to prove yourself. You had to do that. You had to go extra hard. You know what I mean? And I feel like that part of the journey gets lost to some people when they're focused on what everyone else is doing. And it's probably a hard thing because, kids now are growing up in social media, right? Yeah. So all they are doing is this is how they get their news. This is how they're informed. And it can be stifling. So I would say be very careful, like you have to kind of, I don't even know how to say turn it off, but I will say that you have to be aware of what it's doing to you. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And I think if you focus more on whatever it is that you need to study to go to your next level, whether that's just getting, from one grade to the next, you know what I mean? Or whether that's getting into the college that you want, or getting into the graduate program that you want, or learning the skill that you want to learn. You got to put that work in order to do it. And putting in the work is the beauty of it all. Yeah. Like, that's where the win is there. The win is in this process. It's not the cake. It's putting the cake together. It's making those magical ingredients and making sure that you've got the right spices and the right, ingredients to make it work. And so building that part of it is the beauty of it. Yeah. Yeah. And I think sometimes people skip that. They want to skip to the win. Mm-hmm. But working to the win is where the win happens.
Oh, I like that. Now, that's how we end the interview, okay? Working to the win is how the win happens. Yes, yes, more yes. Thank you so much, Beverly Bond.
Thank you.
This weekend is going to be an awesome weekend. Come on out tonight. We're kicking it off at the Kennedy Center. Free party. All are welcome. Just make sure you get there early. Follow everything Black Girls Rock, okay? And there it is. Beverly, thank you. We'll see you this weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday, definitely.
Absolutely.
We're going to rock out on that stage, too.
Yes, we are.